This one drink is.
Now this, yo, what's the word? What's the word? What's the word? Well set, episode 106. Rich, I'm back in the building with you. My horns are still broke. Somebody give me technical support, man. Get me together. I got the good sis with me. Vic Lamb. Vic Lamb say, yo, Rich, which episode you seen? I feel like you seen episode 100, 101. One of the episodes you was like, yo, I gotta come on here. You just can't give nobody my real name because I'm way too heavy.
Oh, that's not what I said, but okay.
That's how I took it. I was like, yo, all right, she's way too heavy. We're not gonna get nobody canceled or lose their corporate standards in America. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna let you pull up. Like, we're not gonna give nobody your real whereabouts. You know what I'm saying? What's good though? Introduce yourself, Big Lamb.
Hi.
Big Lambo.
I'm Vic. I think.
Getting a lot of money.
Listen, I'm Vic. I live in Atlanta.
You can start there.
I don't even know how. I know you from school, but I don't really know. Do you remember where we first met? Because I don't. I just know I know you, but I don't know.
That's how it be. Probably through Veronica, or maybe one of them other AKAs
I feel like
or
it
something.
was before then, though.
It gotta be through some type of K's.
It gotta be before then, though.
Even before the K's?
I mean,
I feel like you're repping that set a long time.
I have since
she got the pink
it's been
on.
a long time.
I see she got the pink on for no reason.
Anyways, it's my work from home attire. But anyways, I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Word. Right? We going since you good incorporated, right? I had to feel like, hey, you know what? Juneteenth is in like 2 days. So this is definitely about to be a Juneteenth episode for real. Cause like niggas wanna know how all of a sudden the Juneteenth was popping up everywhere. Like it was Juneteenth holiday. There's no work on Monday. They talk about, oh, they got special joints on CNBC. Like, yo, we got Juneteenth specials. Like the new black people are learning how to invest. Like they got all type of like new shit that like tell white people that black people have now advanced. It's like, and I feel like this is a part of that.
So you know what I don't like about Juneteenth is, you remember Boondocks when they did that episode? Uncle Ruckus did this episode about slavery, and the slaves are drinking like watermelon margaritas and like enjoying themselves.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like that's what a lot of white people do with slavery, and I'm happy that Juneteenth is recognized, but I feel like what are we really doing for it? Like, are we just doing this to get an extra day off, or like are these major corporations giving money back? Are they talking to their black employees and seeing how they feel? Like, what is working for them at work? Like, that's my issue with it.
It's just it's a money grab. It's just another day. It's another way and another day to get some money out of the community. I feel personally, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't think any of these companies are really giving a shit about their whoever works for them, or even whatever cause they may be giving to. It's all a tax write-off. It's like whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't necessarily need to see any more senators and dashikis and like no kneel downs. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how I want it celebrated, but I just know all the performative shit isn't needed. Like, maybe just give me some money. I don't know. Like,
and I feel like the only reason like we have it is because so much stuff happened in 2020 that it got to the point where major corporations were like, we literally cannot ignore this and we need to pass this bill and have this holiday. But if it wasn't for that, I don't think anybody would care.
Nah.
And even still, I would love to do a poll of how many white people in corporate America actually know why they have Monday off.
Yo.
Personally.
Yo, because I ain't gonna lie. I was trying to put a bank transfer through, and I was wondering why the fuck my shit wasn't going to clear till Wednesday.
That's why.
And then they were like, "Oh, the bank is closed Monday for Juneteenth." Yeah. I'm like, "Are y'all serious?"
Yeah, but you aren't a white man that's taking your family on a long vacation and not actually knowing why you got the day off. And so, celebrate it. Everybody celebrate it, but like, what are you actually doing? Like, what does it impact? And like, do you understand why we have the day off? And like, what are you doing to help black people around you? So.
I don't think anybody really knows. And I personally was upset the bank was closed. Like, why do we, like, don't take, see now, we gonna use a black holiday for niggas to be lazy?
But I feel like maybe only black people should get the holiday off.
See, now that's racist.
It's not racist. Jewish people get holidays. Can we not call them that? That's actually racist.
My bad, Jew bags.
But like, people celebrate like traditions that are for their culture. I feel like this is for Black people. So in my mind, I don't think Katie needs Monday off.
Why does everything for Black people has to be for everybody?
That is also true.
Anytime I want
MLK Day, everybody has off. All right. Well,
I want all my good Democratic friends, my true and tried to the party as homies, right? Ask yourself, why does everything for Black people has to be for everyone else all the time? Like, that's all I just want to know.
You don't see me celebrating Yom Kippur or Rosh Hashanah. Like, I let my Jewish friends have their holidays.
Exactly. When they call out or whatever, does that count against their sick days? Like, nah, they get to do what they do. Yeah, she got a strong point, yo. She got a strong point.
So I say this to all the listeners. I hope that all the Black people do know what Juneteenth is about, but if you don't, I hope you find out. And then more importantly, if you work in a predominantly white environment or you have white friends, I would take this opportunity to tell them what Juneteenth really is, and then also have them like do something about it. Like if you're celebrating Juneteenth, and I need you to talk to at least one Black person on Juneteenth or the day before and talk to them about their experience in white America and what it is you could do to help their experience be better.
But a real Black person, though. There's levels to Black person. Like, you can't just throw Black person out there.
Okay, that's fair. But
an actual Black person.
Baby steps.
Not mixed Malcolm. That was crazy, right? She had to take a sip on that. Oh, man. All right. So, like, as far as, like, do you think doing the whole AUC Black School thing made you more, like, into all of that, like, representing the situation and, white folks shouldn't get the bubble and all that?
I feel like everybody's situation is different. Me, I grew up in a city right outside D.C. I was the only Black girl from the age of 9 until I graduated from high school. The only Black girl.
Damn.
And so I went to a Baptist church, so I had my church friends. I had Jack and Jill. I had pockets of Black people.
Y'all Jack and Jill motherfuckers.
I had pockets of people, but it's very different when you go somewhere and you spend, 9 hours, 10 hours every single day. Then you add sports and nobody looks like you.
Yeah.
Even like, I remember when I was applying to college, like nobody knew about the Black schools that I was applying to. My guidance counselor, like it was almost like, why are you applying to these schools that are lesser
What the fuck
than?
are you doing?
So for me, Spelman was like, I got to Spelman. Well, I decided I was going to Spelman my sophomore year of high school. I came down. Nope. Came down to, my godbrother was a freshman at Morehouse, and he was talking about homecoming. He hyped it up. My mom was like, you can go to homecoming if you get straight A's. I got straight A's for the first time in my life.
Need that.
So, I showed up to Atlanta with my Mike Vick jersey on, my baby fat Nextel, my hair crimped. Thought I was just popping, and I experienced homecoming. I drank Hypnotic out of a pitcher, and I remember I called my mom from the strip, the old strip, like where Steagles used to be.
The real strip.
I called my mom at like 3 a.m. and I was like, I left a voicemail on the house phone. I was like, this is where I'm going to college. And after that, it's
locked in. I'm getting accepted.
And then when I got to Spelman, I just felt like being around Black people in general, but especially other Black women that were motivated and doing something and knew how to have fun, because I always had fun. And it wasn't like we were just only focused on school. Like, it was a balance.
Yeah.
And I feel like for me, I probably would be very different had I not gone to Spelman. Very, very different. I feel like the duality, even though sometimes I hate the duality in corporate America, but I got to have the duality that like I needed, and I feel like it made me more well-rounded.
Because one thing about that, I feel like the whole Black school thing, they kind of was like, even though we're getting you ready for corporate America, we're teaching you how to be Black in corporate America. Even though I didn't go down that route, like I still had to go beat.
You didn't go down the corporate route?
Yeah.
What route did you go on? Why don't you tell the listeners?
I went on my own personal route.
Oh, okay.
I like, you know what I'm saying? Like, my own personal route involved a lot of scams.
A lot of scams.
A lot of shenanigans. I had a record label. You know what I'm saying? I was pushing the music for a while.
You had a record label?
I had a record label.
Who was on the record label?
Huh?
Who was on
my man Boss Lucci was on the record label. Shout out to my man Boss Lucci.
I did not know this.
Out of Cleveland. That's why I be knowing so much Cleveland motherfuckers. People
I didn't
don't know
this.
Like, cause I had a record label out there in Ohio. Actually, it started first with a group called the White Lines. Because every ball was dope. They called them the White Lines because every ball was dope. That was our thing, right? And it was two brothers, right? Then one of the younger brother went solo, and I just had him on the label. I did that for a couple years, and then what I do? I got locked up.
Scam.
Yeah, I was scamming until a dirty broad told on me, and then
Ooh.
yeah, now I'm back.
We'll leave that in the past. You know,
Yeah.
onward and upward, moving forward. Better days.
But knowing what I do know about the preparation for corporate America that I went through, even though I didn't dabble because I already had a record, I was like, fuck them niggas. I knew that it was dope because they taught us like, yo, when you black in these settings, like, don't just do what they doing. Like, yo, like
you have to do so much.
Some conversations don't even be involved in. Certain situations don't even touch. Like I remember what LPD or some shit, whatever that
LDP,
whatever that shit is, the fucking wear suit class. We had a time we had to go with etiquette. Like they took
oh my god, I remember it was like the center, like the
whatever
the leadership center right across from Spelman. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. One of them buildings, they took us in a banquet joint. They brought out full plates of food, and was like, "This is how you eat in front of white people."
No,
yeah, pretty much. Like without saying it, that's what they said. Like, yo, in front, like this is the fork you use when the salad comes. This is
that's their etiquette classes.
That's what it was.
But not in front of white people classes. I don't think they called it that.
Technically,
just call it etiquette class.
All right, boom. It was an etiquette class. You know what I'm saying? Okay. But the fact that they had that embedded inside the curriculum, you're not going to get that at Purdue. You know what I'm saying? Or
Facts.
Duke or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
You're not going to get that at all.
Exactly. So even though I didn't use the corporation necessarily, I still use all them situations to be versatile in different environments. You know what I'm saying?
I remember at Spelman, you couldn't walk on the grass, and they were like, "Spelman women don't take shortcuts in life," and like that.
Shit.
I always,
that grass was brispy though, elite grass. If y'all ever seen the grass at Spelman, if they ever let you dirty niggas
top
on
tier.
one day,
top tier.
It's elite grass, like
the bitches only, top tier. Just kidding.
Nah, she's not kidding. She's not kidding. So that's how they all are. That's how they act, son. That's how they act, right? All right, so when you're doing the whole corporate thing, do you feel like you gotta like put on like a more crispier situation? Because I know you like, I'm like, oh, Vic is cool as fuck. How do you be doing that shit like on a day-to-day basis?
You know what's so funny? I feel like you say that, but there's I feel like a good amount of people that think that I'm really dry, that don't think I have fun. Like I remember at one point in my career, I was younger in my career. And because I wasn't doing what my coworkers were doing, like all of my coworkers would hang out together, like they would party. But because I wasn't doing that, they thought I was boring as hell. They thought I was just like this quiet black girl that like stayed home and like played with her dog. Little do they know. We're not gonna dabble into my lifestyle, but I was having fun. I'll just say that. And then as far as the duality piece, I think it
aroma, y'all.
I've been in a lot of spaces and places in corporate America, and I think it really depends on your team. I've been in spaces where I've been authentically myself. I've also been in spaces where I've worked with people that I'm cool with or got people that I'm cool with hired. And so that made it more comfortable for me because I was like, all right, like they understand me. And I've also been in spaces where I don't bring any part of me to work and it sucks.
You just gotta be like a whole different person type shit.
And it's on a few different levels. I think sometimes just being black in general, but a young black person and a young black woman, I've had people look at things that I have on aesthetically, or maybe it's the car I drove. Yeah. And I can tell when they look at me, they're like, we're paying her too much. So there was one point in my career where I remember I used to drive my car like 3-4 blocks from the office just because I didn't want anybody to know what car I had.
You like a nigga going to see his PO. That's what niggas do when they go to see their PO. No. Like, there's no way in hell I'm pulling up to the PO office in this whip.
Really? And my mom and I would talk about it, and like I wouldn't wear nice jewelry to work. Like I've had those experiences where I've had to like water down myself because people. I mean, to the point where I remember one older man. He might have been like 60, and at the time I was maybe 22, 23. He found out where I grew up, and he was like, "Oh, like that's a nice area." Found out the high school I went to, and like he's asking all these questions, and I could tell it wasn't like in
a cool way.
No, it was like I'm surprised that I see a black person that was raised in this environment. I'm surprised to see her have what she has now, and like this needs to end. It wasn't like he didn't say that, but that is literally what I took from it.
That's a nasty energy.
Yeah,
that's the energy to be having though.
And so at that point, I stopped when he did that, that's when I think things really changed for me, and I stopped sharing a lot of things about myself. Like, people will get on a call and talk about vacations or talk about,
Yeah,
and I don't. You don't need to know that I'm going to the
yeah,
south of France this weekend. Like,
y-
you literally don't need to know.
yeah,
But that also is like terrible space to be in because it's like you have these things that you want to share, and then on top of that, all these other people are getting to know each other and getting comfortable, but like I'm holding back a really large part of myself.
yeah.
Um,
I feel like that's something that a lot of like young successful black people in corporate and shit go through. I got a lot of friends. The same shit you saying right now. They all go through that shit. Like damn near like yo, we can't. I can't really show. I can't wear certain designers. I can't.
yeah.
I can't. I'm not gonna drive a certain car to work just because.
What it is people, a lot of people, and I'm not going to say all people because I've had totally different experiences in some spaces. People want you to be happy that you're just there and that you're existing. No, really. And so it's like they
Cause they're
think,
happy to be
yeah,
there.
that, and also they look at you and like, I don't care. Racism is
At your
still,
age, they was happy to be there.
racism is very alive in the United States. I don't care what anybody
Yeah,
says. It is like ingrained in our culture. It is ingrained in like just everything. And so there are people that'll look at a young black person and just say, "Oh wow, like they should be so happy or so lucky that they are here, and like this is the glass ceiling is here, and like this is it for them, but they should
yeah,
be, this is it."
yeah,
And so then when you add anything extra, then they don't like that. You're stepping into their territory. You're potentially taking a spot away from them.
yeah,
Like they don't. Racism is a funny thing. There are a lot of, and I'm not just going to use white people. I'll just say people, period,
yeah,
that say they're not racist,
yeah.
but they're not racist until they think that you are potentially the same level as them.
See,
And
right.
so as long as you're inferior, it doesn't matter.
Exactly, right? I think a lot with that racism shit, like a lot of people like exactly like they say they're not racist, but they subconsciously feel as though they're above you. Like there's
Hmm.
like there's a separation. It's subconscious, you know what I'm saying? They don't even realize it, you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? I had a white woman say to me that Egyptians were obviously aliens. I said, "What the fuck are you talking about?" I'm like, "Black people sailed across the world way before y'all even knew the world existed." She told me,
When y'all thought it was
but
flat.
but anything that would make black people equal
Yep.
or better, they
Yep.
can't even like that shit is not computing
Yep.
in their shit because it's already subconsciously built into
Yep.
your childhood shit. I don't know the scientific terms, but like you know when they ingrain shit into your childhood
Yeah.
subconscious around 3-4 years old and it never leaves you. That
Yeah.
shit is in there.
No, it's you're good enough when you're safe, but once you start
Yeah,
crossing that line where you're potentially competition or like stepping outside that safe boundary, then a lot of people don't want it.
that's
And
facts.
it's a tough space to be in. I like I said, I've battled with my experiences in corporate America. I've had night and day.
Yeah,
But I will say for anybody that has gone through that, like it's sometimes even just discussing with other people, like it's hard to truly explain what it's like to be your full self with your friends or with your family and then have to pretend
yeah,
to be somebody else for 9-10 hours a day. Like
yeah.
that's, it's actually wild if you think about it.
That,
Because I don't think any of my coworkers ever that are of a different race have ever felt like they have to pretend.
and that shit is fucking crazy because they're themselves all the damn time. They're not even thinking of it. And it's
Yeah.
like, yo, you don't even know. Like I'm a whole. That's why, honestly, that was my biggest issue. Like I could never get into the corporate thing because I'm like, yo, I can't be someone else. Like for a fucking like that shit was like
Yeah.
even the I had to do like community service. I'm in this fucking office calling people and I get fired for community service because somebody, other person with a real job says like, yo, you're on your phone too much. I'm like, all
Yeah.
right, corporate America is damn near like being in grade school. Like these motherfuckers on some other shit.
I think I also think when you're younger in your career, it's easier to allow, for me, was easier to allow things to slide. Like I'd be
Yeah,
like, okay, like as long as I'm getting paid X, Y, and Z,
yeah.
like I shouldn't be worried. But I think as you get older, it's like I mean, don't get me wrong, money is great, but the money really doesn't. The, it all takes a toll on you,
Money
and the
can't
money and
quiet
the
you after
money,
so long.
yes,
After so long, it's like, yo, money isn't the motivator after so long. Like
100%.
I'm
It's
not
like, all
just
right, well,
going.
I already have
Yeah,
99% of the stuff I need. All this other
exactly.
stuff is extra, and it's great, but where's my peace of mind?
Yeah, I'm not gonna just fucking quiet. I'm not gonna cut off a half of myself just for a check. Like, I can just
Exactly.
silence myself over a bag. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Exactly.
and like a lot of people I know that have climbed the ranks, like, and now they're like more themselves inside of their corporate space. They tell me like, cause I be telling, I know a couple of dudes. Shout out to my man Zan. He just had his art show the other day. I got his shit on. Matter of fact, my bro, fashion designer. He's moving up the ranks at Boeing and shit. He be in that shit with fucking afros looking crazy and shit. I'm like, bro, that's fire that you do the corporate shit as a nigga.
Yeah.
And he be like, yo, don't get it fucked up. It took me a long time to be able to be a nigga at work. Like, I had to play the game for years before they let me be a nigga. I'm like, that is crazy.
It's true. And honestly, even when you get to a certain level, it's like sometimes what sucks about it is sometimes you only get to a certain level because they need a token. And it's like you're lured in and you're filling this space because they need you more than you need them. And so you might think you can truly be yourself, but really they thought you were safe and they thought you checked these boxes. So they allowed you to come in their space. And then when you actually are like, oh, I'm here now, I made it. Let me like let it all down.
Yeah.
You really can't.
Damn. Why you say you really can't? You already in the door. Like the door ain't that. The door they push your ass back out the door.
Yeah. Yep. Yes. Or make you uncomfortable enough where you're like, all right, let me just continue to be safe.
Yeah, because they're not gonna give me the invite. They're about to stop my invites.
Yeah. You're not invited to the dry cookout.
Damn, that's disgusting. I ain't gonna lie. Stu was up here a couple weeks ago. Stu worked for Twitter. Stu was saying, yeah, Stu's a friend of the show. Stu be on the show all the time. And he was saying how like
Stu is West African. I gotta show him love.
Yes.
If you listen to this, what's up, Stu? It's Vic.
Ain't you African too?
Yes.
See, I'm motherfuckers all sneaky Africans.
First of all, head scammer over here talking about sneaky Africans. Okay.
I'm not a scammer.
All right.
I'm no longer
You came
a scammer.
all the way to the United States to scam.
I'm no longer a scammer, and I have no relation to any Africans whatsoever.
But you scammed as a U.S. citizen. Okay. All right. West African people are just very intelligent. It's not our fault that some of the tactics we use are considered scammery.
Yeah.
But really, West Africans are just smarter than most of y'all. Very, very smart people.
They understand. Y'all understand.
Anyways, hi, Stu. That's really what this is all getting to. What's up, Stu?
Yeah, because Stu was telling me about like the whole code switching shit before, and like he was saying like, but when you get to inside certain companies, when you get to certain situations, and like it's kind of like you were saying earlier, when you get your team, and y'all could build a situation where you don't have to always fucking do all that shit.
I will say also, and if I'm wrong, then I hate that I'm misspeaking on it, but I think Stu also has a situation where like, one, he's working for a company that is a little bit more liberal. It's a younger company. And then also, like, I know some people that Stu works with. He has some fire people around him.
Yeah.
TJ, like I'm not going to name everybody, but he has some fire people around him. So honestly, like, that actually kind of makes me jealous. Like, no, really. He's in a, and I'm not saying it's easy because it's still corporate America, but he's in a sweet spot where he has people that he can truly be himself around, where he can invite out on the weekend. He can tweet about things. Like it's just culturally, it's a different thing than being in like the normal corporate America. So like the finance industry, some of the things that I've done in my career. And when I say technology, not like crypto and all the new stuff that's coming out now, I'm talking about older technology. Like I started my career out in tech, and it wasn't the tech that's going on now. It's the tech where the dry tech.
Coding, C++.
And so all that to say, if you are lucky enough to find a major corporation that is going to pay you, and then also there's people working around you that look like you and act like you and think like you, that like that is a blessing.
Priceless.
It really is.
Priceless.
It really is.
All right. So for the young joint right now, that's 22, 23, getting done with the college vibes, or even just fuck college, not even whatever. Thinking about like, how do I get into a situation where I can go to a company and somehow move up the ranks? I'm cool with code switching. I don't give a fuck. I'm just trying to get in a loop. I need a corporate card. Like, what would you say would be the vibe? Like, where would you put your resume? Like, how does that work?
So, are we talking about just finding the job or finding what you truly want to do?
Really, kind of both.
Okay. So it's a few things. One, what I wish I had known in college was, I was so focused. My major is economics, and I was so focused on having this degree that I thought would open all these doors. And then my first job had nothing to do with economics. And I'm not saying degrees like economics aren't important, but truly I loved history.
Yeah.
And honestly, had I majored in history, I probably would have had great grades the entire time I was in college.
Yeah.
But instead, I thought I had to like do this thing that looked good on paper.
Yeah.
I feel like once you get to an interview, or just all it takes is one person to connect you, and hopefully you have the connection. But if not, once you get to an interview, like I feel like personality, all these other things come out about you, and so I'm not saying slack, but that's what really makes the biggest difference. Like you can, if you're fresh out of college and you have somebody that has straight A's and has done all these things, and you have D or C's or whatever, let's just say you're a C average student, but you go to that interview and you're personable and you talk about all the ideas that you have and like you're passionate, nobody cares about the A student.
Mm-hmm. The A student has no vibe. A student isn't swaggy.
I mean, I was swaggy when I got straight A's and came to spelman.
I'm not saying that A student automatically has no vibe.
But no, you're right.
I'm just saying, like,
yeah, no, you're right.
When you walk inside, it's a different. When you sit in the room with somebody, go eye to eye.
Yep.
Like
it doesn't matter.
The grades is out the window.
You can't study for that. You can't. You know, when I have my future kids, I definitely want them to get good grades. But something I've noticed is like I have friends that did really, really, really well in school growing up, and then when they got to college, it was like they couldn't think outside the box. Like when they had that opportunity to like go out and hang out, but then also had to balance their time. Or when they got to corporate America and like people were asking them for new ideas, it's like sometimes when you're so wired to do something, like you literally cannot do anything different.
Become a robot.
And I don't think robots get far. I think that I think that shit is lame. But all that to say, I would encourage.
Somebody else said it. Thank you. Thank you. Because I'll be catching flack for, I catch flack for coming at women that work in corporate with that whole like robot shit. And I'll be like,
no.
Not all of y'all are like that, but there's some of y'all are like that. Like, yo, y'all are overly programmed. You feel like you have to go to bed by 8, up by 6, and you can't do shit else. And like, it's like, yo.
If you knew me early in my career, to listeners, trust me, I would be out until 4, 5 a.m. and up by 7.
You might take a flight and come back before.
So my point is, there's this thing called balance. I think everybody should live their best life.
Yeah.
And you don't have to, as long as you are on your shit all the time, like it really doesn't matter. But so to the young listeners, I would say figure out what is your passion and what you really want to do, and don't worry so much about the grades. Like have it together, but like let your personality show through. And then the second thing, as far as jobs, I used to make fun of LinkedIn, and I probably need to like update my LinkedIn now. Because I'd be like, why are people posting these like biographies?
Yeah.
But LinkedIn is actually a really great place. Like if you add certain skills, or if you just type like what it is you're looking for in your bio, you'd be surprised at how many people reach out to you about opportunities. And even if it's not necessarily a job today, even if it's just like an event, that's how you make connections. And what might not be a job today can turn into a job 3 weeks later, or however later. For me,
opportunity or business ownership opportunity later on, but you never know who you meet.
And so I would encourage LinkedIn, but also just to your point about you never know who you meet. Like, don't be an asshole. Like I mean, I can sometimes be an asshole, but for the majority the time I'm not an asshole. Like when I go out, I'll speak back if somebody speaks to me. Like I'll be myself. And I feel like a lot of times you never know who my first boss ever used to say, you never know who's who in the zoo. Yeah. And it's true. You could be sitting next to somebody that is the CEO of like exactly the company that you want to be at.
Yep.
And you might just be an asshole and not speak to them. And it's like, all you have to do is like say hi, smile, and like the conversation will go from there. And even if they don't truly reveal themselves, even just you saying like, oh, like I'm Victoria and like, this is what I do. I love to travel. I love to whatever. Like they might remember you and they might reach out to you later. Like you never know how far those small conversations and just being a decent person.
You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? Because like when I was a kid, I'm gonna call it a kid. I was like end of freshman year, going to sophomore year of college, and I was cool with a older cat from New York. He's about like 2-3 years older than me, and when I used to walk around with him, and he used to like talk. He knew everybody. Like he knew the whole fucking AUC. I'm like, but how the fuck you know all these people, and why the fuck? Because where I come from in Jersey, I was the type of cat where it was like you a cornball, bro. I got nowhere, so I'm never speaking with these corny niggas. Da, da, da. And he said some shit to me that changed my entire life trajectory, everything. He was like, everybody here is somebody that's gonna be somebody.
Yeah.
Like everybody here is all these motherfuckers are doing shit. Like
Yeah. You might not know what it is,
you're
but
doing shit,
Mhm.
I'm doing shit, they all doing shit. Like these are the people you want to meet. Like but that goes into life in general. Like past school was a concentrated effort in that, but like life in general was kind of like be open because you don't know who the fuck people are. You don't know what's going on. And I took that. If I ran with that shit got me far as a motherfucker. I ain't gonna lie. Like that type of shit is always like that shit that always stick in my back of my shit. Like yo, you never know who's who. You never know who you gonna meet. You never know any of that. You
And
know what I'm
also, it's like you might, at 21 years old, you might think you're set on this path, and like that shit might change 10 years later.
Oh
You know
no,
what
it's
I'm
gonna
saying?
change.
It's gonna change.
If you think you know your life at 21 or 22, you're a goofy.
You know what I thought at 21, 22? I thought that by 25 I was going to be married. I was going to be having my first or second of 5 children.
You see, you like that type of joint.
Yeah,
like
and
you had a plan. Like you
yeah.
should have drunk. I had a plan.
But
I
I
know
was
you had
also,
one.
I had a plan, but I was also, when the plan changed, I was also okay. Like, and that's actually an important thing. Like no shade to anybody, but like something that I've noticed is like with women, there's a lot of pressure to like get married and do all these things at an early age.
And they pressure us.
Okay. I know people that have gotten married because they felt like they had to be married. Like that same idea that I had for myself that I had to be married at 25. I know people that got married at 25 and regret it later because they grew up and they changed so much. Like I honestly don't think anybody knows truly who they are until 30 and after.
Yo, you fist bump me.
And so all that to say, like the plan that you have for yourself, especially at such a young age, like at 21, you haven't really experienced life. I mean, you've had some things happen, but you really haven't experienced life.
Shit.
Your parents, for the most part, if you have parents or like just a family environment they grew up with, they're still probably helping you out or just still somewhat of a support system. You haven't really experienced grief. You haven't experienced trying to like fully pay your mortgage, your rent, a car note, keeping a job, not even having a job, keeping a job.
You have to go through and get through to learn yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You
and
know
so
what I'm saying?
I think understanding that it's okay to pivot, like, and not like, if I were to hold myself to those standards right now, I'd probably think I was a failure because I haven't done some of the things. And it's like, none of it really matters.
I had a chick tell me recently, yo, I was a stripper and I met a guy that just fell in love with me and wanted to marry me. So I got married and had a baby because I just didn't want to be the last old hoe outside. Yeah.
And now they're not together, are they? Or they're
still together. She's just currently getting doing outlandish.
So you slept with this lady?
I'm
just wondering how.
I just heard a story. I heard.
Oh, you heard it from a friend of a friend. Okay.
I listened to her story. I said, wow.
But to your point though, like a lot of women, it doesn't matter if it's pressure from your family or pressure from your strip club friends, your fellow strippers. The bottom line is it is ingrained in society that if a woman is not married by a certain age or doing certain things, then she's not good enough. I can think of examples of like beautiful fire women that I know.
Yeah.
And men have asked me about them and then they'll be like, oh, she's whatever age, like she must not be that good. And it's like the fact that is like the connotation that comes with it. Like, what if you're just not settling? What if you are fully taking care of yourself and like happy in the space you're in? Also, what if you've fallen in love and like maybe
fell in love with a fat nigga that just ain't settling down and now you just stuck in love with a fat nigga so you ain't married yet.
Okay. Or that happens too. Or what if like you and your partner are both experiencing life and like that
ain't
maybe
time yet.
Yeah, and exactly. And you're
that nigga, you're that king.
We're not talking about toxic kings today. But no, just in general though, like what if you both like know that it's not like the right time, but like you all are fully invested and you're working on yourself.
Yeah.
Also, like that brings me to one other thing about black men and trauma. Like I think
whoa.
Because you said what if you know your thought is not ready? And I also think that like in comparison to white men and then other races, I think that black men go through a lot of things that are honestly put them in a situation where like it's hard for them to settle down or hard for them to even think about settling down, whether that's not having a father in the household, whether that's not seeing relationships, whether that's just going through life and being told you have to be strong so you don't know how to be emotionally vulnerable or like share your feelings. Like at either way,
I mean,
at a certain
let's
point,
keep it tall, B. Being emotionally vulnerable and sharing your feelings is doing nothing but giving a joint ammo to blick or bloom you later on
and that's my
whenever there's an
point.
argument or whenever was whatever.
And
Listen,
that's my point.
hey, listen, stop, pause the whole show. Listen, Kings, if you ever was thinking about telling her your weaknesses or your vulnerabilities or when you was broke, stop now. Do not do it.
And
don't play yourself.
You are continuing the trend. That's
don't
my issue
play
with
yourself.
it. That's my issue with it.
Don't play yourself.
I feel like men need to do a better job of scoping out which women they can share their vulnerabilities with. Listen, like you can't tell it to everybody.
As soon as you show her your weakness, she's gonna stab the knife right in the weak spot, man. Don't ever tell her when your money's low. Don't ever tell her nothing that's fucking with you. None of that, B. Go hire a fucking therapist if it's that deep, bro.
And
don't tell her shit.
That's where we disagree. That's where we disagree.
You never. I'm worried about the power structure and the power struggle. Once you give up that,
I don't agree.
Once you let her inside your soft spots and all that, where you inside.
But Rich, we're talking about the right woman. The right woman.
You never know when it's the right one.
Y'all should maybe stop sleeping around with so many people.
How you gonna know when it's the right one, Vic? Let me know. Talk to me nicely.
What I think is knowing it's the right one. I think is consistency over time. I think that you can. I like that. You can meet a girl, and you can spend a bunch of money on her, or you can wine and dine her. Of course, she's having a good time, so she's gonna act right.
Yeah, exactly.
I've done it before.
Of course.
Okay. So then 5 weeks, 2 months, 6 months, whatever time frame, 2 years, whatever time frame you want to put on it. Once you start like being authentically, when you stop performing, that's the term I seriously. The conversations I've had recently, like performing is a lot of men and a lot of women are performing.
We're all performing at some point.
But once you get to the point where like, if you're not spending a bunch of money on dinner, or if you're not doing X, Y, and Z, if we're just in the house, or if I even just tell you something really little, it's not the whole truth or the whole vulnerable spot, but if I give you some little inch about something that is going on in my life, you see how people respond. Like, even just saying like, hey, I had a hard day, and not explaining fully what happened. If somebody's like, oh, they had a hard day, I'm like, all right, well, I'm gonna go home, or like this is boring to me, and they're not engaged, cut her off, cut him off.
But nah, listen, men are way easier to do that shit with, because you're so.
No, but you can tell.
Men are way worse at playing a long game, so you'll know quick when a nigga's not really that interested, when he just wants some pussy or whatever it may be. Women though.
Yes.
Women are fucking strategical masterminds.
But here's the thing:
that will fake care to the death.
Say something's bothering you, and then don't do anything nice for her for a while.
Oh, that's not happening.
Yes, it is.
I mean, it's happening, but then she's not about to be super considerate.
Then fuck her. I literally mean
so you're
that.
saying that's the litmus? So yeah. What? How long do you tell her you going through some shit, and then be like, yo,
it's not I'm going through shit. It's like, yo, like some shit is really weighing on me. Like I don't even just some stuff is really weighing on me, and like I don't feel like turning up. Like I just want to hang in the house and relax. And I'm not talking about having sex. Okay. I'm not saying take advantage of the situation. I'm talking about literally spending quality time. So that's in the house.
If you're not willing to come chill at the crib on some chill shit, then you're not really jacking me.
But you probably, like, for the record, that also means don't think you can just invite women over for sex and like not do anything nice. I'm talking about literally.
You already been dealing with, already courted.
I'm talking about literally a woman coming over, spending time with you, y'all ordering dinner or cooking dinner together, watching a movie, holding hands, cuddling. I don't care.
I think it's holding hands.
Whatever it is, I'm a hand holder. Doing whatever it is that you do that makes you feel comfortable, having real conversation. If after like one or two of those, you just notice the responses are different, and like she's upset because she's not going out, or you're not taking her to nice dinners, then cut her off. I wholeheartedly mean that. That is the sign. Like, cut her off.
Like, I've been in situations where I told a joint, like, yo, honestly, like, I just I know you want to do this and that, but I just made it like several investments, and like I'm not liquid right now.
Yeah.
I got different shit going on. I'm gonna have to wait a couple weeks, month before I start going back outside. Bitch be mad.
Yeah,
upset,
no.
mad as fuck.
Here's the thing, and this is probably too much game to give you all. What I would challenge, usually when a woman likes you, usually she gets upset if you say I'm not doing something because she thinks you have somebody else around. Here's the difference. Once you take that away and you say, we just can't go outside, but you can come over and like, let's talk about life, or let's just have a good time, let's vibe.
You can be in my face.
If she still has a problem with that,
yeah,
that is an issue. And it's different from being like, oh, we've never. Let's also be clear. You also have to like at least take her out one time. Like it can't be you hiding a woman.
No. We talking about. This is a scenario after you've already done the big vibe.
No,
like, you know what I'm saying?
It's like I need to focus on X, Y, and Z. Like let's just chill. Yeah, that's the difference.
Yeah. But you still got joints playing the super long game, the longest of games, the longest long game.
I honestly think that. I don't think girls play games that long. What is long to you?
A joint, a play in the pocket for years if she have to.
Yeah, but she's gonna have something else going on, so that's also.
But you'll never know.
You know what? Let me just be very clear. I've had this conversation with men before. I've never been sneaky. That's actually one thing I've never been when it comes to men. So hearing you say that, I believe it, but I've never. I don't like spending time with people unless I'm actually interested. So for me, it's been like after the first date, if I know I don't want it to go there, then I'm very blunt about it.
Yeah.
There are some women that are very comfortable, like
dragging a nigga.
Yeah. So I can't speak to that, but what I can say is like you can pay attention to their behaviors, and once you see the red flag, then you can act accordingly. That's what I would say.
Yeah, but for everybody outside. You outside dealing with these joints. We all know the maneuvering is crazy. Like, we'll never know. The flag might be pinkish, light red. Like, we don't really know. Like, the way they finessing niggas is crazy right now. I ain't gonna lie.
But also, you all need to pay attention to the things you like. So if the girl that you were talking to is half naked every single day on Instagram, she's probably trying to get a certain type of dude. Let's just be very honest. And so you're inviting yourself into the situation where you know she wants you to spend money. And don't get me wrong, if that's what she wants, it is her prerogative. Facts. But once you tap into a situation where you know a girl wants to be tricked out on, like, you need to accept your roles and responsibilities because you chose to play that part.
Facts. But you know, you got plenty of joints that's not playing into that whole trick on me daddy shit, and they're still playing games with niggas, still running niggas around in circles. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just how that shit be. But we're gonna take a break. Because this shit's getting too spicy. And I ain't even really got into the fucking episode yet. We just been in here freestyling, y'all. So I got to get into this in the second half. I'm coming back. We're going to get into the culture, all this relationship shit that been going on. You know, when I got estrogen around, I got to get into what's going on with the black love and war. We had love and war with the men and women. So we coming back. Everything that's been going on. Steph and them don't want to chip. Elite scumbaggery. We're all set. Second half coming. You already know. I bet we back part two. I gotta start this shit off. We're gonna get into all this crazy relationship drama that been going on in the streets. I gotta start this shit off with the elite scumbag of the week. I was thinking about Elon Musk for the fuckery he been up to, but it gotta be the god Del Curry for pulling up to the playoff game with the ex-wife of the nigga that his ex-wife is fucking with. Shout out to Del, elite scumbaggery. Like, I don't know what type of freaky swinger games that niggas is playing, but sometime when a nigga hits your bitch, it's only right to return the favor. You know what I'm saying?
Right? Pay what you owe.
Huh?
You gotta pay what you owe.
You gotta pay a nigga. I gotta get it back in blood dog. So, right? All right. My man Dell's a lead scumbag. So a lot of freaky shit going on in the NBA. My man Steph just won a chip. Shout out to him. Shout out to Steph. Right?
How many is that now?
Four chips for Steph. Legacy chip for Steph.
Yeah.
Shout
MVP,
out to him.
MVP.
He cooked up the whole series. I respect Steph for that one.
Yep.
salute to you, my nigga. They gave him all the media vibes in the world. The camera was on that nigga the whole time.
Yep.
Nothing else going on, right? We're gonna tap into these other relationships that have been going on in the culture. Caresha and my man Diddy. Are you jacking that? Are you feeling the young suave sugar, young looking sugar daddy, suave sugar daddy?
I am. So I feel like one, Diddy is a vibe. Like I feel like Diddy would just be really fun to be around. So that's the first thing. But number two, I feel like it seems like he's very open and honest about what he is there for. He's like, I like you. We're not getting married. Like it is what it is. But like we're gonna enjoy this experience together.
Yeah, he's keeping the tour.
Yeah, so I'm here for all of it.
Yeah,
and he's also putting her on platforms. Like he got her on Revolt. That is the most important.
He's piping her whole life up.
The most important thing a man can ever do for you is put you in position to use your talents. And that is what he is doing. So at the end of it, regardless of where they end up, not only did they have fun together, but also he helped her in the long run. And so that's that.
Yeah, like I think my man Puff is personally a genius. Like he know little shorty got the vibe, got the clout going.
It's keeping him young.
It's keeping him young. You know what I'm saying? Like I love a young joint. Keeps me young. I'm feeling Puff. And the fact that he putting her in positions to pump his own platforms and his own brands. Yeah. So he's using her as a marketing.
Using everybody.
Like so he's paying her. She's pushing his products and she's making him bread. But he's also putting her in position to make bread. It's a beautiful,
winning.
Circle. That's how you're supposed to be. It's like nobody's using each other because everybody's winning off a mutual.
Everybody has something to offer. So that's another thing. Everybody has something to bring to the table.
That's where it's a win.
It doesn't matter how much bread. Everybody is bringing something that someone else can eat off of. Period.
And that's see. At the end of the day, that's really the truly beautiful cycle of like friendship, business, entrepreneurship, relationships, anything. Like if you can fuck somebody, but you can also prop each other up and get a circleistic bag that never stop rotating. That's where it's really the illest shit. Like that's really the illest adulting to me. Like we wilding, we burning the candles on both ends. We're getting a lot of money. The money is circulating between us. We helping each other build, and we doing a lot of fucking. That's some elite adult fun shit. That's how life's supposed to be.
And I feel like those situations, they don't really end badly. Like it might not end.
Yeah, it's not going to end in marriage.
Yeah, but it's like, okay, like no matter what, I promise you, they're always both going to have a lot of love for each other.
Homie.
Period. Like they were.
Exactly.
Yep.
Puff is a Scorpio, so I already know how those end. Like they just trail off, but it's mad love. Like I already know. Like this is my man, Puff, my nigga B. Shout out to you.
Oh my, you know what? I didn't realize Puff was a Scorpio, but you reminded me of. Do you remember? Do you have our own CD?
Yes.
Do you remember Jealous Guys? They're like, my name is Puff Daddy, and I'm a Scorpio. Ladies, it's some jealous. That's the first CD I ever got in my life, for the record. Christmas '98, I got Harlem World in my stocking. So just
the Scorpio niggas gonna keep it player, while the other niggas cause a stir and a hoopla and go crazy. Scorpio niggas gonna be in the background, like, yeah, I might have hit a couple times.
What did Puppy say? These girls run like buses.
That's Gucci.
Yeah.
No.
Puffy said these girls run buses. If you miss one, there's gonna be another one more than willing. Can we play that?
Gucci said that.
No, I promise.
Gucci said that.
Rich, the outro.
Puff said it. You saying Puff said it before Gucci? Is that what you're saying?
Rich, you want to bet money on it?
I know Gucci said that.
How much you want to bet?
You can bet $100.
Okay, cool.
I know Gucci said it.
Cool. Okay. So I'm
now. If Puff said it first, I don't know if Puff said it first.
So you owe me $100.
I don't know if Puff said it first, but I know Gucci said it.
You owe me $100, right? Am I right?
You could look up and say Gucci said it too.
I'm gonna play it for you. You owe me $100 if I'm right.
Gucci said it too. Though.
I don't care. You owe me $100. You owe me $100 if I'm correct, right?
But no, hold on. Wait,
all right, well, I'm gonna play it for everybody. We already shook on it, so it is what it is.
Gucci said it too.
Okay. Let me hit the skip button.
Because Gucci said it. We all know that.
All right. How do I if I want to, do I just put it close to the
mic?
Just
put that shit by the mic. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Turn it up.
Okay. Hold on. I gotta fast forward to this outro. Just wait. There's one thing I don't forget.
He not even.
No, it's on Jealous Guys. It's the end when it's just.
Gucci said it too, though. Wow. Oh, baby.
Oh, whoa. Okay, hold on. It's coming up.
How shorties know more about rap than y'all niggas? Mad niggas never even heard this song. It's crazy.
Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go.
Hold it up, big mic. This is classic too. Y'all don't know about this.
To be a lover, not a hate. You get broken like make it bitch and good night. Oh wait, no, it's in the beginning. Fuck. No. He said, "My name is Puff Daddy and I'm a Scorpio. I swear."
Yeah, nah. But Gucci also said the girls was like busting song. Even if Puff said
He
it.
got
They
that from
both said
Puffy.
it. He might have got it from Puff. I ain't saying he didn't.
I have to find it. I'm not gonna let it go. So there it is. Ooh, right on the mark. Okay. Puff Daddy gives the player rules. Here we go. That's right. You see, what are the four pimp rules? You control the situation. You get in their head before you get in their bed.
Oh God. Make my chest tender. He said you catch a new one every hour on the hour. Gucci said, "Miss one, next 15 one coming." See,
I didn't say any of that. I
yeah,
actually
no,
said
you
exactly
said
what I
girls
said,
is like buses,
and then you took it.
You know this is roll recorded, right? Because you said girls is like
Okay,
buses.
we'll run it back.
Miss one, next 15 one coming. That's
I
what
did not
Gucci
say.
said.
I did not say that.
Yo, that's crazy. You know this is all recorded, right?
Okay, well, we'll run it
All
back later.
when we
Anyways, back to the topics. All I was saying was that I'm here for Diddy and Caresha. I think that this is mutually beneficial. I think they're enjoying themselves.
Yeah,
and I feel like they're both going to, when and if it ends, I feel like everybody
it'll
wins.
be smooth. I don't think it'll be a nasty breakup. I think it'll be smooth.
Everybody wins.
How do you feel about his hating ass like side bitches / baby moms? Is like,
she sucks.
Like what? Like
she
why?
Sucks.
Where you come from with the negativity?
I feel like you should just be happy to be here. I'm not like, you're not bringing anything. You are not a city girl. You're not bringing anything to the table. Like just play it. Enjoy yourself. Just be like, honestly, just be happy to be here. In that situation, literally,
you've been good. You've been living a great life.
And I actually like, if I were her, I would be like, oh, enjoy yourself with Caresha, and I would not speak on anything. Like I would just keep it under the table.
It's sometimes
date my future husband. Like
it's sometimes when you're the baby moms with just like you're the put up baby moms that doesn't really have something that would benefit the whole situation. Sometimes you just gotta relax and fall back. Like you know what I'm saying? Like just play a role. Like you a kept woman, just be kept.
And that's fine.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
There's literally nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that. Like
nothing
wrong with that. I know some kept women. You know what I'm saying? As long as the pool is neuter than
enjoy.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you think about like this whole slew of it been joints going viral on the internet talking about like men like fat joints when they broke and men can't really love a woman unless all his financial situations is together. Blah 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 blah.
So
how you feel about that?
The one there's this video going around where this woman's talking about all these things a man needs to have before he can like love you properly, and I disagree with that on a few things. I don't necessarily think a man has to be paid or be set in his career or all these things. I think that a man can have all that and lose it the next day, so it really doesn't matter. And then two, there's plenty of men that have all those things and are not happy.
Yeah.
I think more so, I would think that a man just needs to like one kind of know who he is and like the direction he's headed in, and what he wants. Personally, I think that changes things. I think when you don't know who you are and you literally don't know what it is you want, I think you're swayed a lot of different ways, and like it's hard making a decision, or just it's hard committing to anything because you're not really committing to yourself. And once you are in the space where you can commit to yourself and commit to like things you say you want out of life, I think that's when you can so far.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. You pretty damn right. How the fuck you know that? That was kind of right. I ain't gonna lie. That's pretty fucking right. Because I be feeling like I don't necessarily need everything in the world before I settle down. But at the same time, I know for a fucking fact I cannot even come close to being happy in any type of relationship if my shit isn't
Yeah.
in rotation. Like if
Yeah.
I'm not moving down my path
Yeah.
and doing what I need to do, like my relationship has to come with that. Like if I'm with a joint or be with a joint, it has to come with the path I'm rolling down.
Yeah.
Like I can't deviate from my path, and I also couldn't see myself if I wasn't on my path being comfortable being in a relationship. Like I know when I first got out of prison and joints was like trying to reconciliate and get me back, like, oh, like be my nigga, I got bread, like you don't have to worry about having money, like I'll hold it down, blah blah. No, bitch.
Yeah.
Like I can't live like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But there are men like that, but those aren't. I don't think those are the men, the true men that we know as men in life.
And I also feel like there's a very big difference in a woman saying, you know what you want to do, you know your path, and I'm going to hold you down till you get there, as opposed to you not even knowing anything on your path. Those are two very, very different things.
Exactly. Because
if you know what you want and she's helping you, she's going to be that stepping stone, cool.
Yeah.
But like if you were just sitting there,
I'm not going to give you I'm not going to put you in a space where you can look back and resent me.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna play myself like that. So I'm cool. Like, bitch, I can figure this shit out on my own, and when I figure it out, I'll be back. But until then, like, I'm not about to sit here and let nobody fucking carry me and training wheels me, because that's not being a man. And then, like women do, well, let's talk about it. They're gonna throw the shit back in your face.
But
splow, muddy your face.
Can we talk about something though about that not being a man? I do agree. I want my life partner to protect me. There's certain things that I do want that are quote unquote manly.
Yeah.
But I think men also have to be more comfortable with saying like, I don't always have it together, or like,
nah.
I feel like that's a whole nother episode. So
we're not doing that. Okay. Because the second us as men let y'all know that certain shit ain't right.
But I'm saying with the right person. I'm not saying with everybody, but I'm saying with the right person.
Yeah. That's when you got to be deep in. You got to be like we in there. Well, but starting some shit off, men, my niggas, don't even try to even think about starting nothing.
I agree. I don't think, but I also don't think you should punish women for like, I know men that resent women because they aren't their full selves. And it's like, you can't do that either. Like,
what you mean? What that mean? What that mean? Break that down a little
like,
more.
For example, I know married men, for example, that, let's just say they got married really young. They got married at 19. And
Bozo, you're bugging.
I didn't say that.
If you did
young
that, you're
love, I'm gonna call it young love.
Oh, all right.
They got married at 19, and their partner at 19 saw this idea of what marriage is this man that is the breadwinner that takes care of our family.
Yeah.
And over the course of time, this man has always fed into that. But because he's always fed into it, the wife has never really understood that he should have a moment of weakness, or that he goes through things because he's keeping up everything for the family and this image that she has. That's what I'm saying. And then that grows into resentment.
Yeah, don't show her shit.
No. I'm saying you should show.
They're starting to resent their wife because they haven't been able to be vulnerable with their wife.
But really, the wife didn't know that this man is secretly harboring all these things he's going through.
Oh,
because he's also fed. He's fed into the stereotype of like, I'm the strong man. I'm gonna take care of the household. Yeah. Like, but maybe his wife doesn't know that like he's struggling to pay the bills. Because he always said, I'm going to provide for my family.
Yeah.
And guess what? Like, it's hard to do that. His job's not paying what he wants. But he wants to keep a smile on her face. So he's not saying, hey, like.
But I also heard a situation like a homegirl of mine. She told me like her boyfriend she was living with her boyfriend told her, oh, I lost my job. I'm going through now she went and paid she said she paid the rent behind the nigga back. And then the nigga found out she paid the rent and got tight. And I'm like, I feel that nigga. I would have got mad too.
You shouldn't get.
I didn't tell you I was going through some shit for you to go behind my back and pay my bills. I was just talking to you about my problem.
In her defense, she probably thought like, if I ask him, he's gonna be like, don't pay it. So like, let me take this off his plate. Yeah, young king.
We niggas though. We don't.
But y'all gotta let that go.
As men, that's
but you shouldn't get tight about
ego dagger to the fucking ribs.
What you can do is say, I love this and I really appreciate what you were trying to do. In the future, I don't want you to ever feel like you have to do that again. Yeah. It doesn't need to be an argument. It doesn't need to be a shot to the ego. She thought she was doing something.
Whole relationships have crumbled based on that.
Yeah, and that's not
shit like that.
And that's not young kings. Don't let your relationships crumble. Just tell your partner, I appreciate it, but that's not how I want to moving forward. Thank you.
Do not tell her nothing about
right.
any type of vulnerability. Did you have any type of financial downturns or anything?
I did not say any of
Hold that shit in your
You all are
fucking
taking
chest
the
and
wrong advice.
figure it out.
I'm gonna have my own podcast.
Hold
coming
that
out.
shit in your
My own
chest,
podcast.
my niggas, and figure that shit out. The second you show her any type of weakness, she'll scat. She's gonna either emasculate you. She's gonna start getting wandering eyes to baller
And
niggas.
man, can I tell you, if you have women around you that are doing these things, these are not the right women.
And who's the right woman? It's 2% of them.
Okay, well maybe you gotta find your 2%.
That's hard work.
Put on some glasses. Work harder.
Well, for the most part.
And let me just say something. You just said that's 2%. I don't know what the percentage of black men that go to college. I don't know what the percentage of black men that go to Morehouse or go to Clark. My point is, at some point in your life, you've been part of a 2%, so you can find a 2% bitch. Is all I'm saying. I'm just saying, you can find a 2% bitch. You've been there before. Act like you've been there before. What did I tell you earlier? Act like you've been there before.
I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm talking to the average person in America, the average young black man or little 38, 48, whatever black man that's watching this, and he's gonna be like, bro.
And guess what? His life doesn't have to be average
forever.
Don't
tell her you going through anything. Trust me. Make it surface level, if anything. If you're gonna keep it told about some shit you're going through, make it surface level. Right? All right. Let's get into our favorite segment. You know what I mean? Well set, right? Vic, what are you all set on? And well set, we got a thing called Well Set. It's a segment where we say what we not jacking. It's how we end the show. What are you all set on? You all set on posting your babes on IG?
I'm all set on men not expressing their vulnerabilities. That's a problem.
Niggas not giving you that.
That's not happening. Problem.
If any niggas if y'all out here giving out your vulnerabilities to shorties, that's where y'all relationship went wrong. Pinpoint, anytime the woman anytime she stopped looking at you with the googly eyes like you was the illest thing she ever met in her life, that's because you was soft.
But you're putting because you're putting too much like weight on these materialistic things and these you are.
Nah, I'm not saying it's necessarily materialistic. It's not necessarily like you have to have
these
10
gender roles.
On.
You can still be a strong, proud man that is the breadwinner, but you might have a fucked up week or a fucked up month.
Yeah, don't tell her that though.
I'm all set on all of Rich's advice.
You can tell your homies that, and while me and the homies and everybody I get money with or whatever we got going on, we figure out how to get the money back, money in. But am I gonna go tell my shorty I had a bad week? No. Am I gonna tell my shorty I had a bad day if I lost some breach? No.
Part 2, I don't know when the episode's gonna happen. Part 2, Rich and I are gonna dabble into relationships.
I'm not doing that.
Okay, well, I am.
No. We could go into another episode. We can go all into dabbling. What I'm saying is I'm never telling any joint that I fuck with anytime I'm going through anything bad ever.
And that's wild and that's unhealthy.
I don't give a fuck. What I'm not gonna do is I'm not gonna let no shorty sit there and take my shit that I was going through and spin it back on me.
But I'm saying, why are you? But my point is, you shouldn't be telling these things to a woman that you think would spin those things around. That's my point. You need to do a better job of feeling out
discernment.
Yes.
I hear you.
Yes.
I hear you. But then eventually, you gonna find one joint to unload all your bullshit on. Then she's gonna look at you weird.
It doesn't need to be all your. It doesn't need to be all your. My point is.
Oh, keep some of it. Shit. Yeah. See.
I don't tell all my vulnerabilities to anybody. I don't think any human being does that. Exactly. You have to save something for yourself.
Exactly.
But you also should be vulnerable. The person who you are laying beside every single night, who you're comfortable with, you need to let them in.
Laying beside the same person every night is crazy. I ain't gonna lie. That's like I don't know what I'm doing. Every day, every day the same joint is like, oh my god, what a headache. Shout out to my married niggas.
Be blessed, y'all. Happy
be blessed. I respect the sanctimony in marriage. I think my adult ADHD probably doesn't go line in with that.
It was great being here tonight. I'm gonna just leave it
like, subscribe, Lambo. Well, nigga, that you have a great episode. You spilled mad knowledge. Some estrogen was back on the couch, yo. I love this shit.
Oh my god, how much estrogen been on this couch?
Enough estrogen, but
I mean, I'm physically on the couch.
I'm gonna be real. Like the past 2 months, it been like too many niggas on my podcast. It been like my shit been getting red pilly. Like yo, it been like 2-3 months of all niggas. Like whoa, a little too much red pill.
I can switch it up.
Let's switch it up. This is not a red pill podcast. Anybody, this is not a red pill podcast. This is a vibey joint. You know what I'm saying? We deal with everybody here. You know what I mean? Thank y'all for tapping in. Like, subscribe. Live show next week, June 25th. Focus.
Oh, my birthday.
You pulling up?
I'll be in Costa Rica.
Oh, see, she getting too much money, y'all. We don't even get into her salary. It's ridiculous. All right, live show next week, June 25th. For you recordings on Chattahoochee, Atlanta. Focus. My brother, his album release party. We doing a live show. Come through. You already know. Love. Holla.